Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing you never had to work another day in your life. No boss, no alarm clock, no asking for vacation days, and you're not 65, you're 25. Sounds impossible, right? Well, every year a small group of people actually achieve something close to this. Not because they're geniuses, not because they won the lottery, and not because they inherited millions. They simply understood a few financial principles much earlier than everyone else. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how someone could retire before turning 25 and whether it's actually realistic for the average person. Let's get into it. First, let's clear something up. When people hear the word retire, they imagine sitting on a bench for the next 60 years. That's not what we're talking about. Retiring early really means achieving financial independence. Financial independence is when your investments generate enough money to cover your living expenses forever. For example, if your lifestyle costs about $30,000 per year and your investments can reliably produce $30,000 per year, you're financially independent. You don't need a paycheck anymore. You can still work if you want to, but you don't have to. This idea is the foundation of the FIRE movement. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. And the younger you want to retire, the more aggressive your strategy needs to be. But here's the secret most people never learn. Retirement is mostly a math problem. A popular rule in personal finance is the 4% rule. The idea is simple. If you withdraw 4% of your investment portfolio each year, your money should theoretically last indefinitely. So let's do some quick math. If you need $40,000 per year to live, you need approximately 40,000 divided by 0.04, which equals 1 million. That means someone wanting to retire at 25 would need roughly $1 million invested by age 25. Now here's the obvious question. How does someone build $1 million portfolio before they're even old enough to rent a car? There are really only three ways. Earn a lot, save a lot, or own something that grows rapidly. Usually, it's a combination of all three. The first path is earning an unusually high income at a very young age. Think software engineers, entrepreneurs, content creators, or sales professionals. Let's say someone starts making $150,000 per year at age 19. Instead of upgrading their lifestyle, they save and invest 70% of their income. That's over $100,000 invested every year. Now imagine those investments are growing while they're continuously adding more money. Within several years, their portfolio could grow into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Still difficult, but no longer impossible. The biggest mistake most people make is lifestyle inflation. Every raise becomes a new car, a bigger apartment, more subscriptions, more spending. The people who reach financial independence early often look surprisingly normal. Sometimes they drive older cars, sometimes they live with roommates, sometimes they're investing money that everyone else is spending. They're buying freedom instead of status. The second path is entrepreneurship. This is where most of the retired before 25 stories come from. Someone builds an online business, a software company, a YouTube channel, an e-com brand, a newsletter, or some other scalable business. Unlike a traditional job, a business can grow much faster than the hours you put into it. For example, a teenager creates an app. The app earns revenue while they sleep. Thousands or even millions of people can use it. If the business becomes successful enough, they may sell it for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Suddenly, that $1 million retirement number doesn't seem so crazy anymore. Of course, what people don't show on social media are the failed businesses, the long nights, and the years spent building something that never worked. Entrepreneurship offers the fastest path, but it's also the riskiest. The third factor is investing. Money needs to work for you. If your savings are sitting in a bank account earning almost nothing, you're fighting an uphill battle. Historically, broad stock market index funds have returned around 7 to 10% annually over long periods. That growth creates something incredibly powerful: compound interest. Albert Einstein once called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he actually said it or not, the principle is still true. Your money earns money, then that money earns money. and eventually the growth becomes larger than your contributions. The earlier you start, the more powerful this effect becomes. A person investing aggressively at 18 has a massive advantage over someone waiting until 30. Time is the ultimate multiplier. So, can you retire before you're 25? Technically, yes. People have done it, but for most people, it's not the best goal. Because the real lesson isn't retiring at 25, it's gaining freedom as early as possible. The habits that make early retirement possible, earning valuable skills, living below your means, investing consistently, and building assets, can improve your life regardless of when you stop working. And here's the funny part. Many people who reach financial independence don't actually retire. They keep creating, keep building, keep working on projects they genuinely enjoy. Because once money stops being the reason you work, you finally get to choose what you work on. And that's probably the closest thing to retirement most people actually want. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. If you could retire tomorrow, what would you spend your time doing?